Okay. Hi, my name is Jahnavi Ganesamurthy, matrix number 203071.
Hi, my name is Amrithsahib Sandhu and my matrix number is 200308.
Hi, my name is Siti Alya, binti Muhammad Adi, and my matrix number is 000444.
Hi, my name is Nur Mursyidah, binti Zuki, and my matrix number is 200-246.
Okay, so shall we get started?
Yes.
Okay, so the theme for our discussion today is zero waste, and the focus is it is difficult to practice zero waste lifestyle in Malaysia, and what is our view on it. So I feel like before we start with the discussion, we have to know what zero waste lifestyle is. So zero waste lifestyle in general, it means lifestyle which intends to decrease the amount of rubbish, zero. In other words, living a life without creating unnecessary waste. In my opinion, I feel like it is difficult to practice zero waste lifestyle in Malaysia because certain aspects of a zero waste lifestyle requires more expenses. Why I say this is because certain zero waste products they cost more, such as glass jars, organic products, paper bags, bamboo products. They cost more because these products they eliminate plastic packaging and then they substitute it with something more sustainable. So this is hard for people who are less fortunate money-wise to spend their money on more expensive products when there are cheaper options, but then they do use plastic bags. So their only choice is to get the more cheaper product because their goal shopping is to cut costs as much as possible and go on a budget. So they can't spend money on expensive products, but they do help the zero waste lifestyle, but it is difficult for them. For example, when I've searched online, 200 grams of coffee in a zero waste store, which is packaged in a glass jar, costs 33 ringgit 40 cents. But then the same 200 grams of coffee packaged in a plastic bag costs 12 ringgit. So this is why I said that the price range is quite big, and people who don't really have that much money to spend, they'll obviously go for the cheaper option. This is why I say that it's difficult for everyone in Malaysia to live a zero waste lifestyle. What do you guys think?
Okay,
I agree. I agree with
Go on.
I agree with Janavi's point. It is because in the management stage itself needs a quite big expenses for the manufacturing process um, uh, of the organic material. It's also needs a lot of cost for the process of the recyclable thing. Um, uh, furthermore, for the workload for the work also need a lot of manpower. That's what I'm saying.
Can I add something here?
Yes.
I think, in my opinion, about Jahnavi's point, you said that it is hard to get more cheaper organic things, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I personally agree with you that it is hard to get more cheaper organic things because we don't have the Malaysia don't have many store that sell organic things.
Yeah.
But I think about the organic thing, they usually sells the store like the expensive one is actually the glass jar. I think we have our own glass jar at home, and then we can actually bring it to the store, and then just put it in our own jar. So I think it actually reduce the cost. I think it is actually reduce the cost. And then besides we bring our own jar, our own glass jar, we can actually reuse 3R, reuse, reduce, and recycle. And then reuse the worn out items such as t-shirt, use t-shirt. We can make it like a bag. I think That is my opinion.
So you're saying that instead of using their packaging, we bring our own packaging when we go shopping. Is that what you're implying?
Yes,
Okay.
we should use our own packaging. Yeah.
Saiba, do you have
Yeah.
anything to...
In my opinion, I agree with Mursyidah. So that means I disagree with the statement. I think living without waste, it seems difficult, but it really isn't. And like Mursyidah said, I'm sure all of you heard about the 3 Rs. And living without zero waste, a large part of it is integrating the 3 Rs into our own lifestyle. So talking about reuse is a pretty straightforward thing that you can do, because what you're doing is basically using something more than once, or you're just avoiding disposable items. So I think a lot of us, we are used to disposable items because of the convenience it provides. So if you go somewhere and you go to a shopping mall and you don't bring your own bag, you go there and you use the plastic bags over there, it's because of convenience. But making small swaps actually won't be all that inconvenient and hard to do. So small swaps, for example, like I said, when you go shopping, just bring 1 or 2 cloth bags maybe. Something else you could do is maybe swapping out tissues for handkerchiefs, or like plastic water bottles, the spritzer or whatever. Use your own metal water bottle. And I think all these small steps will have a big contribution towards eliminating a lot of waste. Because if you do not buy plastic water bottles, let's say anymore, and you just rely on your own reusable water bottle, you'll be saving a lot of plastic, like a lot. And also something else you could do, not just focusing on plastic, but in general, maybe reuse. You could reuse, like you could opt to buy secondhand stuff. So reusing in that sort of way. So instead of buying something new, you could just look online, see if somebody is selling it a pre-used item, because sometimes these used items, we have a negative sort of view on it, like, oh, it's been used, but most of the time it's actually in really good condition. So we could actually save something from going to a landfill and using it, and it might be cheaper as well, because something that's used, you would get it for cheaper than a new product. So that's my opinion on this. What do you guys think?
So that you are saying that the other incentive is reuse, and it's also give a contribution to zero waste, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, I feel like I agree with Saiba. Yes, we all can put initiative to reusing our products and our own household items. But I want to go back to Murshidah's point when she said bring our own packaging when we go shopping. Yes, I feel like we can do that. It is a good way to implement a zero waste lifestyle without spending so much expenses. But again, back to the thing where I feel like zero waste lifestyles, they depend on really special or specific stores. Like what I mean by that is stores that offer zero waste products. Because the stores mostly in Malaysia, like all we know, Speedmart, Maidin, Tesco, all the products are already packaged beforehand and we just go there and buy the products. They don't really have stores that, let's say we want to buy coffee and then we bring our own jar to package it in. Not many stores, they sell coffee in like just a big bulk and then we package it ourselves. Not many stores offer that. Most stores are always already packaged in plastics, so we just take it and buy it. And when I've searched, most stores that do sell like this are mostly in Selangor or KL, which is the more developed state. So people in other states like Kedah, Perlis, even though they want to live the zero waste lifestyle, they are committed to it. It is hard for them because their stores always offer already pre-packaged with plastic products. So even though they want to bring their own packaging, they can't do it because it's already packaged there. So that's what I think. What are your points?
Yeah. Can I just So I agree. Like in that sense, in that view, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I agree. But I think maybe don't confine yourself to a certain way of practicing a zero lifestyle. In the sense that if you stay somewhere where there are organic stores, so don't just say, okay, I don't have somewhere that doesn't use plastic, so I don't need to practice zero waste lifestyle. I can't, but maybe tackle it from another view. So you have, let's say you have to buy pre-packaged stuff. So you buy your stuff in like plastic packaging. So maybe instead you reuse. So what you do is maybe just recycle the plastic, because I'm not in most states. I think in all states they actually have implemented recycle centers. Like I was searching just now, and Negeri Sembilan has around nearly 20, which kind of surprised me because I didn't think there would be that many. Because
Mm.
even I had the view that the opinion that some states would have a lot lesser, but Negeri Sembilan had around 20, and most of the other states had a large number. So if you can't do one thing, do something else to just kind of just reduce, try to implement zero lifestyle wherever you can. Don't confine yourself.
Yeah,
I
I
agree
agree.
with Sahiba that we have to reduce. If we have to buy a coffee which has a plastic, and then we can buy wine, and then we can reuse it. Yeah. Actually, according to the World Bank of Researchers, the world generates at least 3.5 million tons of plastic and other solid waste a day. That is 10 times the amount a century ago. I like to say that the more modern of the technology, the more plastic we use in our lives. And then actually, we can, besides the 3R that we are implemented by now, and we can actually compost the waste. You know that up to 80% of waste by weight, it is actually an organic. So we can use it in our lives. We can plant the plant, and then but it is rarely to decompose at landfill because it has so many other waste such as
Yeah.
plastic, right?
Yeah.
So actually they can decompose that.
So like using rotten products as fertilizer in gardening and stuff
Yes.
like that. Okay. Alya, do you
So
have any?
I agree with Mursyidah's point, but I see a thing differently, because to compost the recyclable things, it needs a very high cost. Also, it needs a lot of manpower. Besides, there is less incentive provided by our government to do all of this process. So I see it's quite difficult, as the waste is increasing day by day. That's what my that's
Can
my view.
I add something here? You said that it is difficult if the government it is difficult because of the manpower. I think we can compost it in our own home, in our own house. It's not like we have to stack up the waste. We have to collect the all of the waste in the country, and then we have to decompose. We can actually compost it in our home. I don't think it costs too much, and then we can use it to fertilize the plant. That's something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Just kind of DIY the situation, do it
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, because from my own personal experience, it happens in my own household, but then it benefits because my father is working for a recycling company. So we separate all recyclable items in another trash bag and normal disposable items in another trash bag. So we implement that in our lifestyle, and I wouldn't say it's very hard. It's quite easy. It's just to throw the recyclable stuffs there, and then we just send it over to the recycling center. So I see why you said we can all do it in our own home ourselves, because I have experienced it myself.
Yeah, I think maybe what we are kind of, what not we are, but like a lot of Malaysians are hung up over is if they want to implement zero waste, they want to go all out. It's either they go all out, or if they
Yeah.
can't go all out, they're like, oh, I can't do it. And I think maybe that's kind of the mindset. That's just a mindset issue. So you need to just switch it and maybe just start small. Like dream big, but start small.
Yeah.
Don't just go all in if you know that maybe you can't.
And I want to add one thing. There are some people, they are doing it the proper way, zero waste lifestyle. But I feel like some people, they take it too much to heart, where they try to judge other people that don't live that lifestyle. So other people, they practice zero waste for the sake of not getting judged, and they feel guilty if they don't practice it. And I feel like that's a bad way to implement it. You have to make it like a very free lifestyle. If you are willing to join this lifestyle, please do it, not in a way like to force everyone to do this lifestyle. I feel like that's one way, mindset wise, we can change this.
Yeah, I agree with and then we can actually join the group, like WhatsApp groups. Example like WhatsApp group, Facebook group, like Zero Waste Malaysia Facebook group, because it is actually has a great resources, has a good resources that they show us how to shop without using plastic bags, order food without single-use plastics, bring our own containers, and then the actually the media are the media are not sharing with us about the pollution that has been so many years around the world. I think we should join like this event or like club. So what do you guys think?
Yes, I see Mursyidah's point. To add some, I think that by joining that kind of club or group can be more encourage us to practice it in our daily life. It's also give us many tips or steps to take to implement this zero waste lifestyle.
Yeah,
I feel like we
I
are all,
agree. Going back to Jahnavi, I agree from everything that you guys said, even like beginning from Jahnavi's point. Um, I think the best way if to get everyone to do it is not to shun them, not to judge them, but just educate them. Because if you are doing it for someone else, you are less likely to do it. But if you're doing it because you genuinely want to save the planet or just save the country, because we have a lot of waste too. You know, there's that whole issue of other countries bringing in their waste, and we are trying to send it back, and that's happening. So if educating ourselves on that, and then realizing that we can be a solution to that problem by not contributing more waste, that would help to contribute to the zero waste lifestyle as well.
Yeah. And I feel like if everyone slowly takes slow steps into implementing this lifestyle, eventually more bigger authorities like the government will eventually help us into implementing this lifestyle more, and it'll become more easier for everyone to live this lifestyle because everyone is doing it together, like we all doing this together and not individually. So yeah, I feel like it's a good way to start this.
Yeah, especially like I mean, a lot of things can be recycled. Plastic is one of the hardest things to be recycled, if I'm not mistaken, right? But if I'm not mistaken, also plastic came about quite recently, because I'm pretty sure ages ago things were packaged without plastic, right? They were packaged in bags or whatever. And now with, like Mursyidah said, technology has made us use plastic now as a cheap alternative. So yeah, I agree with Jahnavi that if everybody starts becoming aware and starts implementing zero waste, maybe we could. It's not hard to re go back to how we used to be before, and maybe to cut down plastic usage,
Yeah.
and in turn kind of just implement it as a country and not as an individual only.
Yeah. So I feel like we can all come to a conclusion here. I feel like we all partially agree with the statement that it is difficult to implement this lifestyle, but it is not impossible for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I think the conclusion that's drawn is basically to achieve complete zero waste is difficult, but zero waste lifestyle as just yourself taking small steps, going towards a zero waste lifestyle is easy. It's not as
Yeah,
difficult.
yeah, I agree with that. That you just said that it is not impossible. The mindset of ourselves, and then the responsibility to our country is also that we have to take action.
Yeah, to sum up of all the points, so is it worth to do this, to practice the zero waste? Because it's give the positive feedback to us, to ourselves. Uh,
Okay,
so
so
that's all
yeah.
of
Okay,
our discussion.
yeah.